are being made to the ride home for JCPS students on the bus. The district says all students were dropped off before 7 p.m. Wednesday, with the last ones clocking in, or clocking out rather, at 6:59. This is a 14-minute improvement from yesterday's time of 7:13.
JCPS officials say the district will continue to work to improve its transportation. They say they're going to continue cutting down on those long routes and eliminating unused stops. Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio said it's considering a total overhaul of the routes during fall break, which is the first week of October.
We do know a full overhaul would be a major challenge and would require us to go through a whole process again. We're committed to doing that if that's what we need, but if we can improve the efficiencies that we have in the current system to the point where we feel very comfortable, then we wouldn't do a complete overhaul. But we will continue to work significantly on efficiencies.
JCPS transports more than half of its 90,000 students. However, with the bus driver shortage, Dr. Polio says it may need to consider changing the policy in the future. He says a full-service bus system like Louisville's is becoming more rare as other school districts are cutting bus transportation to students.
And a group of JCPS parents and students are looking for solutions to other critical issues. They're focusing on things like mental health support to weapon detection in schools. WHAS11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie were there as a group voiced its concerns.
What can we do to help students like you thrive?
JCPS parents and students, some who just got off the school bus themselves, tackling topics in education beyond the district's busing crisis.
We are here to support JCPS and trying to figure out solutions to things that have been a problem or a challenge to our families.
Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, in partnership with Heal Together and Metro United Way, have launched listening sessions where students and their parents are sharing their input. And with the recent JCPS transportation disaster, they have proposed possible solutions for buses.
Having higher level like school board members and things like that shadow like bus drivers so that they can get like a better understanding of like what that job entails.
They're discussing everything from topics like more funding and mental health support, communication between students and educators, to weapon detection in schools. Some students shared they didn't feel safer with the detection system.
But I understand from a student's perspective how that could make them feel unsafe. Because if there is a need to have a metal detector in school, obviously they know there's a reason for it.
Elisha Clark and her husband Mandel have been attending these listening sessions for quite some time. They feel these are valuable conversations to help students and families have a better relationship between educators.
Us as parents can engage with the youth and give them the things that they need. That'll be the best way that they can thrive and be successful adults.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
KFTC will hold a listening session in the Shawnee neighborhood. If you'd like to find out more, just head to our website, WHAS11.com. 6:04 now, a man is charged with murder in Shepherdsville after police say he ran down another man with his car. This happened yesterday morning off South Preston Highway. Police say the victim pulled in front of 52-year-old David Beck's car, stopped, and got out. That's when police say Beck hit the gas and slammed into him. That man was taken to the hospital, or an area hospital, where he later died. Beck is charged with murder and is being held at the Bullitt County Detention Center. What led up to that incident is under investigation.
A young rider was hurt Wednesday morning during the World's Championship Horse Show at the Kentucky State Fair. This happened when a horse reared up, fell over, and died. It was during show class 130, which is an equitation class for 9-year-old riders. A spokesperson for Kentucky Venue says EMTs evaluated the rider on site before they were taken to the hospital for an exam. A necropsy will be performed on the horse to determine how it died.
The Fairness Campaign made an appearance at the State Fair a day earlier than usual. Members of the organization went to the fairgrounds yesterday to protest what it calls the discriminatory policies of the Kentucky Farm Bureau. The company is the official sponsor of the annual Kentucky Country Ham Breakfast, which is set for later this morning. Now, normally we see members of the Fairness Campaign protesting at the breakfast.
And this year marks 59 years for this event. It's where Jim is this morning. Jim, who do you have there with you? I know you are going to be rubbing elbows with a lot of politicians this morning, raising a lot of money for charity.
That's right, Haley. We expect it to be pretty much a who's who of people here, especially in Kentucky politics, out here at the Kentucky Ham Breakfast. But really, the star of the show, as you can see to my left, is the ham itself. And I'm joined by Ronnie Drennan, who actually produced this ham. And Ronnie, you have a history of producing some award-winning hams. Let's start with talking about the 2023 Grand Champion. You talked to me a little bit about this one in particular, what it meant to win again.
Well, you know, it's amazing to win anytime, but, you know, this was our 15th time to win the Grand Champion ham, and, you know, this is one of the elite ham show in the country, so to win at the Kentucky State Fair is amazing.
This ham in particular, you said it was the 15th for you personally, 22nd overall for the company for your all's company. How special is it to be able to add just another ribbon to the showcase?
Well, you know, it's your customers are the ones that mean the most. You know, a ribbon is always good. The consistency of doing a good job. You know, it just tells us that, you know, what we're doing is consistent, and you know, we're just proud to be part of winning.
How proud of you are you of that legacy now? I mean, because it is a legacy here at the State Fair.
Well, you know, we want to create good product. We don't just want to win at the state fair, and then, but you know, we want people that buys our product to have a quality product.
How cool is it for you personally to be able to say that the hams that you produce are going to get bid on, and that money is then going to go back to charities here in the Commonwealth, benefiting people all over Kentucky?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's amazing to be part of the charity. You know, that the Farm Bureau has set up this breakfast. You know, we couldn't give that kind of money away, but it's just to be a part in your name associated with the amount of money that's given to charity is, you know, it's just great for us.
Fantastic. Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us here on GMK. Thank you so much for giving us a championship ham, which you can see right here, Haley and Eric. We're going to be back a little bit later on with more coverage from the 59th annual ham breakfast coming up in just a little bit on GMK.